We've been in Las Vegas for a couple of weeks, and today we're going on an adventure to Valley of Fire State Park, which should be on everyone's bucket list. It's about an hour outside of the city. It's one of the most popular day trips to do if you're in this area, and it also happens to be dog friendly, so we've got Scout here with us. We're gonna head out for some fun. It's pretty amazing how quickly the Las Vegas area changes. Like, you've got this high concentration, right, of like the strip and residential and shopping and everything, and then very quickly you are in the desert and it is very rural, and there's just all of this sandstone and rock everywhere. We're going to break the drive up a little bit. About halfway there is a taco truck that has great reviews, and we need some fuel before we go explore the park, so I'm really excited for some yummy tacos. Okay, that was amazing. So good.
Yeah, I had a torta. It was a al pastor torta. Really good. Did we say it was really good?
Yeah, really good. Just in case you're wondering. So this is Tacos Colima. I found it because I was looking for restaurants or food options between Vegas and the park, and this is literally the only thing that pops up on the map.
And of course, we had to get a tortilla for Scout, or as we call it, the food of her people. So you had 2 tacos.
Yeah, I had a carnitas and an al pastor, and they were both delicious. But the carnitas was so flavorful and juicy. It was excellent, and it was topped with cilantro and onions, and they have this cute little like refrigerator that you can open with different sauces in there, so you can pick your sauce. And Scout loved her tortillas. I even gave her a couple of pieces of meat. Part of the reason that we're taking Scout with us today is to celebrate 5 years of Scout in our lives. Can you believe it's been 5 years?
I can't, actually. We were just thinking about that earlier, and just to see how much she has grown, all the adventures, all the excitement that she's had. She's been to Alaska now. She's been all over.
All over. For those of you who don't know, we found Scout on a beach in Mexico on like our second day of quarantine in 2020, and she kind of became our quarantine project. And she has a really special story that goes along with just finding her and rescuing her and bringing her into our house. Yeah, it's just a little celebration of her today. She loves hiking, she loves Mexican food, so we're doing all her favorite things today. Now we just have 25 minutes until we are at Valley of Fire State Park. This has been on my bucket list for a very long time, and I'm so excited that we finally have the time to check it off. We just came around the corner and we're in line to pay the entrance fee, and oh my gosh, the color of the rocks is so vibrant. You can instantly see why they call this Valley of Fire. It is so pretty. Welcome to Nevada's oldest and one of its most breathtaking state parks. Established in 1935, Valley of Fire is obviously known for its fiery red sandstone, but you can also find ancient petroglyphs, incredible rock formations, and beautiful camping. The park is open every day from sunrise to sunset, and there's a $10 entrance fee per vehicle for Nevada residents and $15 for out-of-state visitors. It's a relatively small park, so you could spend just a few hours or a full day exploring, depending on what you're hoping to see and do. The park road is like an upside-down T, and most of the main viewpoints and attractions are right off the 2 main roads. Well, we were in the park for about 5 minutes, and we already had our first wildlife sighting. Are those bighorn sheep?
I don't know. We're heading to the visitor center. Maybe we can ask them.
Yes, but there was a mom and a baby, and then we saw, I'm assuming the other ones were males because they had like big horns, but I don't know for sure. I'm not a sheep expert, but that was really cool to see. We did do a quick drive through the campground. They have 2 campgrounds here, and it is so hard to get into these campgrounds. I tried, and there were never any cancellations. I've been trying for months actually, because I knew we were coming out this way, so that's why we're camped closer to Vegas, and we just bit the bullet and decided to do this as a day trip. But I can see why that campground is constantly booked. It is so beautiful, and they do have dry camping, and then it looks like sites with electric and water as well that are, I think, $10 more. And there were rigs of all shapes and sizes in there, big rigs, small rigs, so you can fit anything in the campground there.
So we went to the visitor center. It's our favorite first stop. Highly recommend. Talked to one of the volunteers actually in the visitor center, and they gave us tons of great recommendations. First one here is the Bouncing Rock, and this is a 0.4 mile round trip. I can see it from here. So what, 10 minutes?
Not even. That was a 5-minute walk, if that.
Scout is getting a chance to stretch her legs because this entire park is dog friendly. So they just have to be on a leash, 6 foot or less. And they can go anywhere humans can go except for the visitor center.
This park is really cool because I feel like it's very approachable no matter what your level is as far as like hiking stamina goes. There are some longer trails. I think the Pinnacles Loop Trail is the longest, but that's not even listed on the park map that they give out. The longest trail that's listed on the park map is the Firewave 7 Wonders Loop Trail, and that's 1.8 miles. Everything else is about a mile or less. So there's a lot of variety and a lot of options. You can also see a lot from little pull-offs and from the road.
It's a hard 0.75.
I already found some. I've only been walking for like a minute. And there's some on the left right here. So Native Americans have used these lands for a very long time. First it was the Puebloans, and then it was the Paiute. And there are still Paiute in this area today. Is it cool? Is the sand cool? Oh yeah. Oh, Scout, you're so silly. You're so smart. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Cracking me up, Scout. You're so funny. Well, I guess that's a good time to talk about the heat here. So the recommended months to come to Valley of Fire, it's actually October through March. We are here, it's the first week of April, so we're just barely outside of that window, and it is starting to heat up. We actually picked today because today is the coolest day of the week. It is rising into the 90s later this week. Today it's about 75, 80 right now, going up to like 85. So not too bad, but when you're out here and you're in the desert and you're exposed, it is very hot. In fact, they actually closed some of the most popular trails starting in May, and they're closed May until October. This trail might only be 0.75 miles, but because of the sand, it definitely ups the difficulty level. Like, I am a little winded because you're just constantly like trekking through sand, and it's very fine, powdery sand.
It's kind of like being at a beach.
Yeah.
Like, how fast are you really going to walk on the beach? This slow.
Yeah. Elephant Rock is one of those things that I feel like is hidden in plain sight. So we parked at the pull-off, and then you walk and you follow signs, and we're like, where is it? And we come to this sign, we're looking. If you look up, it's right there. And it is very clearly in the shape of an elephant with a huge trunk. I can completely understand why they shut so many of these trails down in the summertime. Right now it's 84 degrees, so it has risen a bit since this morning. And this is not a place that you would want to be when it's in the high 90s or in the hundreds. It'd be very brutal out here. Well, I didn't know that there are petrified logs here at Valley of Fire. Scout, this is her second park where there is petrified wood.
So if petrified wood is your thing, we have an entire video on Petrified Forest National Park, which is also dog friendly, just like Valley of Fire.
What do you think of the wood? It's cool, let's go. Scout, can we keep exploring?
Come on, Scout. Nice and cozy. I think this is actually bigger than our RV.
Yeah.
The sign said these were built in the 1930s by the Civilian Conservation Corps, which the CCC, you'll see CCC all across the country. A lot of bridges, a lot of buildings inside of national parks. I didn't know that they did work in state parks though. This was apparently constructed pretty early on in the history of Valley of Fire State Park. And as you can see, it is well equipped with one window, one door, and a fireplace. And apparently this used to shelter campers and early visitors to the state park. Caitlin, what are we doing?
You're gonna climb 80 steps to Atlatl Rock. Hope I'm saying that right. This apparently has dozens, hundreds, how many? A lot?
Many.
Much petroglyphs. So we're gonna climb to the top and go check those out.
3 hours later.
Wow. Again, we're the only ones up here right now. Everybody else just went down. It is so cool to be this close to something that is so old. And I really like how the ranger put it in the video on the website that we keep referencing. They did a really good job with their videos of their state parks. But he talked about how we might not know exactly what they mean, but these were important enough to them that they carved them. And so to just be that close to something and see something that was of such significance and such importance to these ancient people, that is just amazing that we get to see it. All right, we're gonna head back down, but I wanted to point out that this platform and these steps are definitely not dog friendly. So we left Scout in the car. It's much cooler right now, and we left the windows down, but little paws would not do well on it's like the graded sharp steps. So just a hot tip if you have your pup. So these are the Beehives, and it says this is a really good example of geological cross-bedding. They have a very good description of what cross-bedding actually is, but from my brief reading of that and understanding, it is all of these lines that you can see and the mixing of like wind and water direction, and it forms all of these hard lines. So they say it much more articulately than I just did, but this is a very cool example of that, and they're just beautiful to see, and you can really see all of those lines going in different directions. It's very intricate and a very cool example of this. Well, it is time to do the signature hike here in the park. It is called Fire Wave, and I think you'll be able to see how it got its name. Now, this is part of a loop trail. It can be done that way, or if you just want to go out to Fire Wave and back, that is 1.5 miles out and back. Otherwise, the entire loop is 1.8 miles. We're going to see how Scout's feeling when we get out to Fire Wave. It is pretty hot today, and she's done a lot of hiking, so we're gonna let her be the judge on if we continue and do the full thing or not. But I'm really excited to see Fire Wave. The landscape has changed and it is super cool looking.
It's absolutely beautiful. Kind of reminds me of, was it Painted Desert when we were at Death Valley and it had like all the, Painter's Desert, right? Or Painter's Palette?
That sounds right. Yes, it's been 2 years.
Artist Palette.
Artist Palette, there we go.
Artist Palette, ding, ding, ding. It reminds me of Artist Palette because I'm seeing like greens and oranges and reds and blues and teals. And as I remember from Death Valley, that's because of the minerals in the rock. And so like each color is a different type of mineral. And it's just so cool. It is very otherworldly. I think that's a great way of putting it, Caitlin.
Yeah, I said it looked like we're on another planet. What do you think, Scout? It's cool, huh? Yeah. There's nobody around. Well, we made it to Fire Wave, and it's incredible.
Absolutely beautiful. I love the undulation. Caitlin, you were saying it was a sand dune?
Yeah, so this entire area was underwater, and then according to the video that we watched on their website, the ranger was describing how these were sand dunes, and eventually over time they hardened. And so I think some of the striations and the lines and all of that is due to that over time.
Just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like something from Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see the appeal. I can see why. Scout, what do you think? You like it?
She's like, it's some rocks, it's cool. I think Scout is ready for a nap. This definitely has exceeded my expectations. It is a small but mighty park. There is a lot to see and do, and it's just, like I was saying earlier, it's very approachable and you can pretty much see it all in a day.
I would say so.
Yeah,
a full day, I think you can do almost everything.
And I just cannot get over the fact that this is the most popular area in the park, and we have it to ourselves right now. There's nobody around. Nobody. It is 4:15. So that was a great tip from the volunteer at the visitor center, was to wait and come out here. I'm just taking this all in and sitting. It's so peaceful and so quiet. Wow. So we were sitting there for probably 15-20 minutes. Like I said, totally by ourselves. It was beautiful. We had such a nice peaceful moment, and then all these people started coming, so I don't know what we did to get so lucky today, but we totally timed that right. And now there's a lot of people coming to enjoy it themselves. So we are going to head back up to the car. We're going to go the way we came instead of finishing and doing the Seven Wonders loop. I think Scout is pretty done. The heat has been pretty intense today and she's been a little rock star. So what a fantastic day and a lot of fun celebrating her. On our next episode, the adventure continues as we head north to another beautiful Nevada State Park and one of my new favorite places. We'll take you along to explore the incredible formations of Cathedral Gorge. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.